Internet. Didn't take you long to run with this story now, did it? Hey guys, what's going on? This is NGS. Welcome back to another video. I hope not to make this one too long, considering there's not much to really talk about. But then again, since it's something that I hold very near and dear to my heart, Spooderman, we'll probably ramble on. So it was just announced today that Roberto Orci, or Roberto Orci, I know I butchered that name to somebody out there, I apologize if I did. It was just announced today that he will be leaving the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise. He will not be writing the third movie with his collab partner Alex Kurtzman in order to pursue other opportunities. Now this decision, this entire news story has been basically grinding my gears for the past couple of hours. I've not seen so much stupidity like this in a very long time. First and foremost, to the media, to everybody who's running this story as if it's breaking, brand new, oh my god, I can't believe it. Please go back to journalism school. Or where did you get your degree in journalism? Because this is not news whatsoever. Kurtzman and Orci had planned not too long ago, I believe it was 2 months ago, I remember sometime around the time Godzilla was out, I read something with Orci saying that he would probably go ahead and do the next Star Trek movie, and if he does, he'd be tied up with that for a while. That was 2 months ago when they announced that they were splitting up. And now it's somehow a big deal because he just said it in passing in an interview. Wow, like, priorities, you could see where they were in the media. So I want to touch on that for a second. This dude announces 2 months ago that he is going to be probably working on the next Star Trek film. With J.J. Abrams set in the Star Wars universe now, there was really no one to helm the next blockbuster. So obviously this guy's probably been lobbying pretty hard to direct the movie, considering that he wrote the films, and who else to direct it when this big guy leaves than the guy who knew the most about it. It's a logical point from his, you know, from his angle. So when he got the chance to do that, what did he do? He capitalized on that, and now he's going to be directing the next Star Trek movie. But somehow, him directing the Star Trek movie spells doom for the Spider-Man franchise. Simply because he's unsure of the franchise's future? Let me put this into perspective. How is a dude that only wrote one movie in the film series, how is he supposed to know all the plans that Mark Webb, Kurtzman, that entire Spidey think tank has? How's he supposed to know that? That'd be like if Chris Columbus had just finished up work on Chamber of Secrets, that movie released, they were starting pre-production on Prisoner of Azkaban, and they asked him, what do you think about the future of the Harry Potter franchise? What do you think Warner Brothers will do with it? Chris Columbus probably would have said, you know, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but, you know, Harry Potter is a popular title, everybody seems to love it, he's not going away anytime soon, and, you know, they'll probably treat him with respect. And gee, that's exactly what Orci said. Yeah, Spider-Man's a popular character, everybody seems to love him, he's not going away anytime soon, they're going to do a good job of him. That's the correct answer to give. How is this spelling doom for the franchise? I want to go back to that question. This is not new in any way, shape, or form. In the world of Hollywood, for various reasons, people have to leave their productions for this, that, and the third. Directors have had to step down, you've had writers replaced, you've had actors recast in the film production. This is not new. For whatever reason, political, Hollywood mumbo jumbo, just actors not having good chemistry together, this has happened before. And it certainly hasn't spelled doom for whatever film production that it has had. How is this killing Spider-Man is beyond me, especially considering that all of the main guys are still there. Mark Webb is still there, Kurtzman's still there, that entire Spidey think tank is still there, and whoever they bring on to helm their next few movies, they're all still there. Everybody is acting like, no disrespect to Orci, but they're acting like this dude is the Joss Whedon of Sony Spider-Man movies. If Joss Whedon were to step down, where is the MCU going to go? They're acting like that's what's going to happen. No, of course, a person who only wrote one movie is not going to be unsure of where the franchise is going. He said that they're probably going to be working on the other movies, which is what they are. And this is one of the biggest things that has been bothering me with this entire Amazing Spider-Man film production, is that everybody is just so cynical for whatever reason. Be it they think it's too soon for the reboot, they don't like the actors, or they're just trying to find a reason to hate on it. Because every single thing that you can expect that would be even slightly negative, people have run with it as negative. And you've seen during the production of Amazing Spider-Man 2, how many of the supposedly confirmed stories from people on the set who didn't take photos, didn't take videos, have no proof of whatsoever that they saw, were run as fact. And you guys already know what I'm talking about. The Vulture is apparently gonna swoop in with Spider-Man during the Electro fight, and they're gonna kick the crap out of Spider-Man. And Chris Cooper was spotted on set in the Goblin uniform, and all this crazy stuff that had literally no proof whatsoever. But people ran with it. Why? Honestly, I like to say people are trying to find any reason whatsoever to hate on it. And exactly when they were proven wrong that this stuff was not in the movie, it never existed in any of the scripts whatsoever, everyone's saying that, oh, the film sucks anyway, it doesn't matter, yet they were just debunked right there and they just don't want to admit it. That's what I seriously don't understand. Like, how in the world are you going to run with this as fact, then when you get proven wrong, you just say, well, it doesn't matter in this case. It's ridiculous. It seriously is. And it's not just small people that are doing it. These are big, credible news outlets. And that's what's seriously getting on me. The franchise is not doomed whatsoever. Sony has been... Honestly, Sony wanted to do a cinematic style of universe back in the days of Spider-Man 2. Because what people don't remember is that it wasn't just now that Sony wanted to do multiple Spider-Man movies in a row. With Spider-Man 1, they made one movie as if it was their last shot. Okay, we might only get one chance to bring this character to life, so let's do it. The film was successful. They do a second one. And then after they realized that it grossed so much and people liked it, you know what? Let's do 2 more movies. So they did Spider-Man 3, and they had planned to do a Spider-Man 4. Up until the very end of productions in 2009, they were still planning to move ahead with Spider-Man 4. They were trying to build up this universe. But due to complications between Sam Raimi and contracts and the studio and everything in between, it didn't happen and they rebooted it. This whole Amazing Spider-Man series was not made to hold on to the rights. They had already renewed the rights to Spider-Man back during like the Sam Raimi days. They still had the rights to the movies. And that was something that literally I thought they were doing. I thought they were just going to do it. They were doing it for the rights so it didn't expire. But I don't know where people ran with this story, because it wasn't true upon a closer inspection. So they're coming out here and they're making all these movies and everyone says it's rushed when they're going at the same pace Marvel is. A movie every other year and they're expanding their universe. But nobody seems to be complaining when Marvel and their Edward Wright debacle. Edward Wright is given almost a decade to work on Ant-Man. Edward Wright has had the extreme privilege and opportunity to do whatever the hell he wanted to this character, and he was gonna do some stupid things that messed up the source material bad. And Joss Whedon, his films were being written around Ant-Man's character. He had 10 years, he came up short, and he got booted from the project, and everyone's acting as if Marvel kicked him to the curb. No, these things happen, and this was, frankly, Edward Wright's fault. But somehow, that's Marvel's fault, and somehow Sony is doomed now because Orci is doing Star Trek 3, something that's probably going to be bigger for his career. Like, do people not understand, first off, journalism? Do people not understand common sense? Do people just not understand what is fact and what is fiction? That's what I think most people don't understand. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm GS signing out. I'm glad I got this off my chest. And on my chest, of course, I got to represent the Captain. Show your respect. It's kind of awkward wearing a Captain America shirt in a Spider-Man video, but fuck yeah. Cap and Spidey are awesome. I'm GS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.